talk about the mana base, which is not super exciting, but there's a couple of cool things that we want to talk about. So we'll start with
the best land ever printed in Magic the Gathering. Island.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you get.
Two. 2 islands.
4 planes.
Dos islands. 4 planes.
Quattro.
There you go. There you go. Got him.
It's been a hot minute since I've taken Spanish. Okay, this is where things get juicy, very juicy. Is this deck savagely runs a Tech Edge, and you're all like, oh man, yeah, Tech Edge, that's pretty cool, right? But then it runs 4 Ghost Quarters.
5 lands that destroy lands. I played against Tron, and he was crying.
Yeah.
I almost beat him on a mulligan just because I could Ghost Quartering all of his lands.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about the super secret sideboard tech, which is, I never can remember the name of this card. The 3 mana thing with the Crucible of Worlds. I can't remember the name of it. That card's insane, because then you're all like, every turn, get back a Ghost Quarter, you don't play Magic. It's really good. It's so sweet. So, yeah, I really like it. I think that theoretically, I don't know. I don't, like, something I love about the versatility of Ghost Quarter, though, is that it's all like, if you need it to give you mana, you can do that. But if you really need to blow up someone's land, or else they're gonna do, like, Tron or whatever, and you're all just like, nah, you don't get that.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah, we run 1 Arid Mesa and 1 Marsh Flats. Those could be any white fetches that aren't Flooded Strand, because we're running a full 4 Flooded Strands. The Arid Mesa and the Marsh Flats could be it could be 2 flats, 2 mesas, 2 windsweeps. It doesn't really matter. It's just you want 2 white fetch lands.
The deck is primarily
it's base white, and you want 6 fetch lands for this deck. Which
is actually really funny because I'm so used to typically decks that have blue in it to be more dominated by blue, but this deck
this is like a white blue control deck.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Heavy on the white. So yeah. How do you like 6 fetches? I think 6 seems to be fine.
6 is the perfect number for this deck. 6 doesn't want you more because you'll run out of targets.
Yeah, basically.
If you have too many, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of fetch targets, 3 Hallowed Fountains.
You don't really care that much about taking damage because you just don't even care. You Hallowed Fountain. Dude, you know what I just realized?
What?
Would be super sweet.
What?
What about if you condemn your own Snapcaster Mage and then you shuffle your deck with a fetch land or something, because then you can get your chance to recast Snapcaster Mage.
You could also do that to gain life if you're in a pinch.
Yeah. Dude, Condemn's super sweet.
I don't know if you'd ever... I don't know the situation. The situation would be really dire if you're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, let's just say your opponent has, like, Reality Smasher in their deck, and you're at 4. And you're like, well, I'm about to wrath the board, so maybe attack with Snapcaster Mage, condemn your own guy, go to 6, and then wrath the board and survive a Reality Smasher attack if your opponent top decks it. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
There's not too many situations. More often than not, I've pathed my own creatures just to get up a mana.
Yeah, I've done that before. Sometimes it's the right move, honestly. Sometimes you have so many board wipes, or you're playing against a matchup where they don't have a lot of creatures, like you're playing against, Tron or something, which,
Also, sometimes you can use a Path to Exile to get you to Supreme Verdict quicker, which I've done. You play a turn 2 Wall of Omens, and I mean, I guess that situation doesn't really work, but let's just say you need to deploy 2 things in one turn.
Yeah.
You can path one of your own guys to the end of the turn or in a weird block.
Yeah.
To try and get mana ahead to cast, like a Sphinx's Revelation is a really good one. I've done that before, path, and then set up the next turn to Sphinx's Rev for a even greater number than you were going to.
Yeah, no, I definitely did that. It's definitely, sometimes it's the right move.
Yeah.
3 Hallowed Fountains, 2 Glacial Fortresses.
2 Glacial Fortress. Really, it's a magic card. It comes into play and it does tap mana things.
Yeah. It's good.
It should be, one of those Glacial Fortresses should be a Celestial Colonnade. Because we're only running 3 Celestial Colonnades.
Segue into Celestial Colonnade.
Because somebody only owns 3. So I used to own like 12 of this card. But those days are long gone.
Buy another one.
I keep forgetting.
It's a really good card.
It's a really good card. Celestial Colonnade's a big kill condition in this deck, and it just should have a fourth one.
I
Cause
kill people with this card when I played it a lot.
You kill people.
You do. And you fly over things, and it's got Vigilance, which is really awesome. So,
it is a really good blocker. Don't underestimate how good of a blocker a 4/4 with flying is. It's
so good. It can be lightning bolted.
Yes.
Very, very important.
You also block, and then tap it for mana and path a guy, or condemn a guy.
That's good. Yeah. That card's sweet.
Or if you're crazy with the mana, you can, play him, flash into Snapcaster Mage, and then path a guy.
Dude, that's juice.
I've done that once in my life. Animate a Colonnade, tap 2 other mana, block with the Colonnade, block with the Snapcaster Mage, tap the Colonnade for the path, and path a guy.
That's sweet.
Shoot!
Okay, we're gonna start now.
Crucible of Worlds is really good.
Okay.
We're starting over here because we were talking about it already. This is a card we were talking about.
It's actually insane. You shut people out of the game with Ghost Quarter Crucible of Worlds.
It's really fun. It's really good. I love doing it.
But it's so good.
It's insane.
I didn't get the chance to do it, and I'm a little...
I have. It's really good. Diva.
Yeah, the card's really good. Alright, Negate.
Negate. We got him.
Dude, this full art is really sweet.
It's really sweet.
Is that Jace? Oh, it is.
That's really sweet artwork, and it's doing really sweet things, and it's saying, nah, B!
Jace is all nah. Yeah, so Negate's really cool because it gets rid of a lot of things, because you can deal very well with creatures in this deck.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're just, you can't remand their spell, you can't deal with that stuff on the main board, so.
The biggest problem this deck has is with non-creatures.
Basically.
So, against Tron, Negate comes in, because you just want to counter, Ugins and Karns. If your opponent's playing, a blue deck, you want to bring in the Negate so you could force through, your finisher, just as, because you don't play that many counter spells. They came up last night, I was playing against this Cape Shift player, and he just was like, oh, well, counter your thing, because you don't run counter spells, because I didn't play any of the 2 games, and I was just like, oh, no, sir, you are wrong. I do, actually. Just not a lot, and I have one right now, so...
Dude, I love it.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of, I think this build, does so many cool things where I don't really think you need counter spells, so it's just all kind of it's nice to have them in the sideboard, definitely, so.
Yeah, you definitely want them sometimes.
Yeah, they're good. Speaking of counters, which spell?
That one.
They don't know what it is. Can you say it, please?
That one.
Yeah, they can't see that. Can you verbalize?
That one.
We're talking about Dispel.
Which spell?
No, you don't get to do that. Yeah, Dispel's really sweet because it just says not an instance for 1 mana.
It's magic card.
It's magic card. It does things. It's good. I like it. Are we saving the best for last?
We're saving one of my favorites for last.
Timely Reinforcements.
Timely Reinforcements.
This card is basically always good. In any aggro matchups, because you're always going to get this off. You're probably going to have less life than them, and you're going to make tokens because you don't run a lot of creatures. So you pretty much always get full value out of Timely Reinforcements. It's awesome. I love this card.
Yeah, you pretty much said it all. Timely Reinforcements.
A+.
Is A+.
Pithing Needle.
Some of the kids call it the Pithing Needle. I don't actually know. If anyone knows, they should let us know. Because I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I say Pithing Needle. Some people say Pithing Needle.
Pithing Needle? I don't know.
And I'm like, that sounds wrong.
I don't know, man.
Pithing Needle is really good. You know what card it stops? Anything with an activated ability.
I thought you were going to list specifics there.
Okay, sure. Karn, Oblivion Stone, Ugin, Liliana of the Veil, Elspeth Sun's Champion, Gideon Jura, Garrick Wild Speaker.
I'm just going to list every magic card in existence.
Cranial Plating.
Okay, it's
Pink
a really
Moth
good card.
Nexus, Blink Moth Nexus.
Okay, yeah.
Cavern Harpy.
What does that card even do?
All of the things. That card's great.
Okay, I don't know that card.
Does all things. Questing Feldegriff.
Alright, we're gonna move on to the next card.
Scourge of Carriages.
Stony Silence. Stony Silence. Oh, this card's so good in so many matchups. You saw this card like turn 2 against Affinity, and they don't do a lot of things. That is like very adorable cranial plating. That's a very adorable Steel Overseer. Oh my gosh, I was playing EDH.
Tassiger.
And what?
Pithing Needle. Tassiger.
Shut up. We're not talking about that anymore. So I'm playing EDH, and I'm playing my Angel deck, and Paul plays a Steel Overseer. And
hey, Pithing Needle takes care of that.
Yeah, it takes care of Steel Overseer. So I was I'm playing Angels, and I'm like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna play Steel Overseer, and I was like, cool. Next turn, Linvala, and it was like the greatest thing ever. I was all like, yeah, no, you can't have that. It's super good. Yeah, Stony Silence is really good. It's really good against Affinity. It's pretty okay against the Eldrazi if they play like Chalice of the Void, Torpor Orb, Relic of Progeny.
That's the one that does something against.
Yeah, not Chalice of the Void. What's the other one? Engineered Explosives?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. That's what I meant, not Engineered Explosives. I always get them confused. To me, they do the same thing. They don't do the same thing.
Did you know that Dark Steel Citadel gets shut off by Stony Silence? Doesn't tap for mana.
It does. Again, I very, very, very much savage these Affinity players, and Stony Silence helped me doing that. It's really good. It literally, Affinity does not play Magic, is basically what this card says. I don't know if you guys actually have read the card, but that's actually what the card says. Yeah.
Literally.
Legitimately.
Literally.
Yeah. Cool. Then we have a Disenchant. You know, it's really good to get rid of some enchantments and things that you want to, like, like twin, oh, oops.
Oblivion Ring.
Oh, dude, I would be savage enough to run that card in Modern.
Kill your opponent's Oblivion Ring, kill their...
all of the
some stupid Boggle,
yeah,
the things on that Boggle.
It's
also a removal spell against Affinity. It's great to bring in another removal spell. Just for the rubbins, just to get them.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that Stony Silence doesn't take care of everything, so...
It's actually pretty good against, I just had it too.
Oh, Blood Moon.
Oh,
Blood Moon.
Blood Moon.
Yeah.
We run a lot of basics. Not too important, but sometimes it works.
Yeah.
Oblivion Stone. Killing an Oblivion Stone and forcing them to pop it when they don't want to.
So good. That's one of my personal favorite things to do, is sometimes you do it and people are like, whoa, that seems like a really awful choice. But you're like, nah, I want them to pop it. I want them to get it off now.
Right now.
Right.
So I can start playing things again.
Yeah, basically. Yo, I don't like that card. That card makes me mad.
Detention Sphere. I'm going to put some people in detention.
D-Sphere. I call it D-Sphere.
Which sphere?
Which sphere? This sphere. Okay, yeah, this card's like really good. It's like anything that you want it to.
It's like Maelstrom Pulse and Oblivion Ring had a love child.
That's a great comparison.
That's what people said when it came out.
Dude, I love that.
It's great.
It just says...
And it's blue.
Everything.
That means you could pitch it to Force of Will.
We're not in the
I know.
For this.
That's just like every blue mage's like excuse. If they're running like a weird blue card, well, worst comes to worst, and just pitches to Force of Will.
Alright, sure. That totally different format. Yeah, the card's really good because you blow it up. People aren't running a lot of enchantment heat because they're focused on artifact heat for so many matchups. So you're all just like, I don't like your thing. And then it's really good if they have multiple things, like multiple...
when they go turn two or turn one, they just like play a bunch of mimics, and you're just like, nah, get out of my game. They play a big planeswalker of some kind, and you don't have the negate ready, but you have the detention sphere, and you just deal with it that way.
So good.
It's good against Oblivion Stone.
Really good against that. Okay.
It's bad when Oblivion Stone comes down after it.
It is.
It blows it up, they get their thing back.
But then you have all these other cards to deal with Oblivion Stone, so you don't really care. Alright, so this is a card that I don't know how I feel about.
Tracy's not played nearly enough Magic with our next card to agree with me on this. That is Aetherling. Aetherling is love.
Oh, dude, this card is really sweet.
The card is nuts!
I never said that it wasn't sweet. I just said I was like, The card
is impossible to kill, and it hits really hard, and it like can't be blocked, and it just goes punch you in the face.
Can we mainboard this card?
No.
Why?
Because it's not good in every matchup. See, whereas like Elspeth like blows up guys and puts blockers into play, and Gideon like fogs guys and destroys guys. It doesn't do any of those things. Aetherling is for your slow matchups, for like your control decks, if there's any other ones out there. Any kind of your mid-range decks, like your Abzans and your Juns, they cannot deal with that card. Just because it's so good. Escape Shift can't deal with the card. Because you have Ruined Halo, they just can't deal with it. They don't have much. They don't have much in the way of things to answer your things to begin with.
I'm pretty sure Escape Shift just loses to this deck.
Oh yeah, it does.
I'm pretty sure they just literally lose.
Games 2 and 3, it does. Game 1, they actually have like a chance.
Yeah, but you play Ruined Halo and they don't play Magic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you need to do 2 because they do run Cryptic Command, and they can just bounce the Ruined Halo and then Escape Shift and kill you.
Yeah.
You're like EOT, Cryptic, you're bounce your thing, draw a card, Escape Shift, you're dead. So you gotta put 2.
You gotta do Cryptic and.
You have 2 Rune Halos on Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle.
And Cryptic Command.
What?
No, I'm saying you can do 1 on Cryptic Command.
No, you can, but that just means nothing. It doesn't do anything.
Oh no, you're right. I'm drunk.
Your stuff doesn't have it.
Yeah, no, I understand. Okay, yeah, Aetherling's pretty good.
Aetherling's really good.
Yeah, I think that something that we're going to try to rework with this deck is giving the main board a little bit more punch, because a lot of times, you're like, oh man, I got this really awesome Wall of Denial, but yeah, Wall of Denial can't attack. So the deck just kind of needs a little bit more ways to get
actually
damage through.
with the visions,
it helps.
It helps so much. I found my threats so much quicker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're just like, oh, well, I already have 2 Supreme Verdicts in my hand, so I'll take this other Supreme Verdict and this land that I don't need and put them on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you're like, Snapcaster Visions, I'll just keep looking for my threats.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I haven't played the deck since that change, but yeah.
It made the deck significantly better just by doing that.
There
was like a random matchup where I was like, Spreading Seas would have been cool.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that, though, with a lot of times. Like, a lot of times you can be like, oh, this card would be good in this
Yeah, if I had
matchup,
this random card in my deck in this random situation, it'd be randomly good randomly.
Yeah, like, it's just
randomly.
It's just, too finicky and situational. But, yeah, that's all I got. This deck's sweet. If you want to build it, you should build it, because this deck's really cool. It's good right now. It's actually pretty good right now, because it's really, really good against Affinity. Really good against Affinity.
Stupid good against Affinity. It's actually really good against the Eldrazi deck.
Yeah.
It's like the main reason to play this deck, because it destroys the Eldrazi deck. They can still beat you. It's not like a lot.
Affinity can still beat you.
Affinity can still beat you.
Incredibly amazing. When I play Grixis Control, I have a great Affinity matchup, but they can still beat me.
Yeah, any deck can beat you on any given day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, last night I played against the Eldrazi deck. I lost game 3 because I got into a situation, mostly because I misplayed and put myself into that situation. But basically I had a situation where I wrapped the board, I have a Sphinx's Revelation in my hand, I'm at 5. If he top decks a Reality Smasher, I'm dead. If he doesn't, I win that game because I'm the Sphinx's Rev with an Elspeth in play and not lose that game. Problem was he top decked the Reality Smasher and I died.
Yeah. What does Reality Smasher do? What's that?
It's the 5/5 with haste that makes you discard cards.
Oh, yeah.
If you try to mess with it.
So wait, why didn't you cast the...
I was tapped out.
Oh, why did you tap out?
To blow up his board.
Oh, I see. Okay, I understand.
Yep.
See, you know what could remedy that situation?
Not tapping out.
That, but... Quicken.
You know, I want to go to 61 cards just so I can play 1-up Quicken in this deck. We should just do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
A lot of times,
Quicken.
I'm a complete savage, and a lot of times when I sideboard, I'm like 61 cards.
I do it all the time. I love the new sideboarding rule.
That's really sweet.
Oh man, it made sideboarding so much easier because there's so many times where you're just like, well, I only need 1 card and nothing's bad to take out.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. I do that all the time.
I do it. I want to say 50% of the time I sideboard. That's probably like a drastically high number, but there's a greater number than 0 times that I will sideboard in an extra card and take out 1 less.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
I try not to do it too much. Usually because my sideboard's like weird.
Yeah, I'm awful at sideboards, so.
So am I.
It's awful.
I'm really good at building them, maybe. When it comes to actually taking cards out of my deck,
I'm just like, what? I'm like, what? Like, this deck is a little bit easier because if you're playing against, like, a deck that doesn't have a lot of creatures, you're all like, well, yeah, of course I take out some of my, like, creature removal because the deck runs so much, but... Yeah.
Problem is you don't have enough other cards in the deck, in the sideboard to actually beat those decks.
And then you're all like, Well,
Aetherling!
some cards are really just good, like, all the time. Like, Snapcaster's good, like, all the time.
Wall of Omens is actually pretty good a lot of times. It just draws you a card. It's like you're playing 56 cards.
Alright, that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
It's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Yo, 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 what's up?
Please never do that again.
I broke her. I broke her. Got there.
Alright, cool. That's it. Talk to you guys later in my next video. Peace.